Hello there and welcome to this episode of Fine Fives, and today I'm going to tell you the 5 most populated countries in the world at the current moment, which is 2021. So to do this list I'm using the website worldometers.info. I'll leave the link in the description, and I'm looking at the countries in the world by populations 2021 list, and according to this list, the population is actually in 2020, but I assume it's the most up-to-date figures there are. So, let's go. So, coming in at number 5 is Pakistan, with a population of 220,892,340. So, an interesting fact about Pakistan is Pakistan has the highest highway in the world, which is the Karakoram Highway, which is the highest road ever built. The road runs 800 miles from Abbottabad in Pakistan to Kashgar in Xinjiang, West China. So connecting two major countries, China and Pakistan. The highest point of the road lies at the Kunjara Pass at 4,800 metres, and I've heard it is beautiful. So, looking at some of Pakistan's statistics, as I've already said, it has a population of 220,892,340, with a yearly population change of 2%, so it has increased 2% on last year. A net change on last year of 4.327 million and 22 people on top. And it has a population density, so this is how many people there are in each given square kilometre in the country, and it has a population density of 287, which is the second highest in this list, and it has the smallest land area on this list as well, with a land area of 770,880 kilometres squared. So it's still a big country, but it's not that big. So, in the last year, Pakistan has lost 233,379 people in terms of net migration. So, that's how many people have left the country. And it has got a fertility rate of 3.6. So, that is very high. That is higher than most countries on this list, or is higher than all countries on this list, in fact. And that may be explained by two things, and the first is the urban population in Pakistan is only 35%, so 65% of people are still living in the countryside, and people in the countryside have more kids, and it also isn't a very wealthy country, and often more kids is signified and related to lower wealth. Has a median age of 23, which is again the lowest on this list, and has a world population share of 2.83%. So that's Pakistan. Coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Indonesia. Indonesia is the largest island nation in the world, and it has a population of 273,523,615. So, as I've already said, Indonesia is the largest island population nation in the world, with 227 active volcanoes, an estimated 13,466 to 18,307 islands existed, in Indonesia, with more than 700 languages and dialects spoken. That's quite incredible for just one place. It's a lot of different languages and a lot of different islands. What an interesting place. But as I've already said, Indonesia has a population of 273,523,615, with a yearly change of 1.07%, making it the second fastest growing population, I guess, on this list, behind Pakistan. Has had a net migration net change in population, of 2,898,047. Has a population density of 151 people per kilometre squared. It has a land area of 1,811,570 kilometres squared, and lost 98,955 people to migration. Indonesia has a fertility rate of 2.3, a median age of 30, urban population of 56%, and has a world population share of 3.51%. Now, coming at number 3 is the United States of weapons, fast food, guns, extravagance, and Americas. The USA. The USA has a population of 331,002,651. An interesting fact about the USA is the USA has the largest economy in the world with a GDP of $20.93 trillion US dollars in the fourth quarter of 2020. So the United States has had a yearly population change of 0.59%, which makes it the second slowest growing population on this list. It has had a net change in population of 1,937,734 and has got the lowest population density out of the 5 most populated countries of 36 people per kilometre squared. So people in America, they have it quite chilled, they have it quite spaced out. Not as so much as the people in Russia though, who have 9 people per kilometre squared. And people in Russia don't like being bothered. The United States has a land area in kilometres squared of 9,147,420 kilometres squared. The USA is the only nation on this list to gain more people than it lost in migration. It gained 954,806 people in migration, net migration. Has a fertility rate of 1.8, median age of 38, which makes it a joint second highest on this list. Has an urban population of 83%, so most of the US lives in city, but that is not as high as Japan, who has an urban population of 92%, which is really high indeed. And finally, the United States has a population world share of 4.25%. Now we get to the big boys, the heavyweights on this list. Number 2, India. And India has a population of 1,380,485 people. India has the highest population of vegetarians in the world, with 15 to 30% of India's people following a strict vegetarian diet. How interesting. India had a population change of 0.99% over the last year. So it is the third fastest growing country in terms of population on this list. It has a net population change of 13,586,631, and it is the most densely populated country on this list, with a population density of 464 people per kilometre squared. However, this is around a third, just over a quarter, I should say, of the population density of Bangladesh, which has a population density of 1,265 people per kilometre squared. That is dense, Bangladesh. Where you would be bombarded with people in Bangladesh. But yeah, coming on to India. India has a land area of 2,973,190 kilometres squared. It lost quite a lot of people, and most people on this list to migrations, which are 532,687 people left India. Has got a fertility rate of 2.2. But I must say that net migration figure also includes the people coming into India. So overall, 532,687 people left. So fertility rate of 2.2, the third highest. Median age of 28, the second lowest, which is good. Urban population of only 35%, so there's a lot of farmers living in India. And a world population share of 17.7%. Now coming in at number 1. Give back big drums. It is the motherland. It is China. So China has a population of 1 439,323,776. Let's just give it a round of applause. So some interesting facts about China is, the first is we have the Chinese to thank for our bums, or as the Chinese would say, pigus, being clean. And that is because in the year 851 AD, an ancient Chinese man and maybe some other people invented toilet roll. Well done, China. Another fact is China, despite covering geographically spanning 5 time zones, China has only got one time zone, and I believe it, and I could probably guess as well, I don't even have to Google that. That time zone is based around its capital city, Beijing. And the reason this is interesting is because if you're in Tibet, for example, which is probably 4 or 5 hours in real time behind China's time, if you wake up in Beijing at 10 o'clock, let's say, it'll be light outside, but that same 10 o'clock in Tibet would be like 6 or 5 o'clock in most other countries, because it is behind in time. So it would still be dark at like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning in some parts of China. But I guess you just kind of see time in a different way. Instead of seeing 12 o'clock as a time to go to sleep in Tibet, you might see it as, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then you see a normal time to wake up, maybe in Beijing as 8 o'clock, whereas in Tibet, normal time to wake up would be midday. Anyway, moving on to the facts. So, as I said, China has a population of 1,439,439 million, which is so big, you just don't jump to that number. So 1,439,323,776 people, with a yearly population change of 0.39%. So China has the slowest growing population on this list. So the fact its yearly changes keeps going down may imply that it may eventually go negative. But one interesting thing about China is it's important a lot of African people, and a lot of African people now live in China, don't they? And that's quite a common thing. So yeah, so maybe China could have a very big African population in the future, and that may help its population rate increase, because China's biggest asset is its people. Now, it had a net change of 5,540,090 people. So China is still growing, still adding people every year. Has got a population density of 153 people per kilometre squared. So not too dense, you're not too packed in China, but China's cities are very densely populated, because I believe it's the majority of people in China do live in cities. It has a land area of 9,388,211 kilometres squared, and had a net migration figure of minus 348,399 people. China had a fertility rate of 1.7, a median age of 38, urban population of 61%, and a world population share of 18.43%. So as you can see, most people in China live in cities, and China is the joint oldest country in this list with a median age of 38. Thank you for listening. I hope you learn a little bit about these nations and why things may be the way they are. I really enjoyed making this video. Thank you very much, and goodbye.